Harris Andrews, you're out at Raceview State School for the day 2 of community camp. How have you found the last few days meeting all the people out at Ipswich and Springfield?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Obviously, we've got a training facility out here in the next couple of years, so to get out and meet some of the locals and some of the people that potentially going to come through the academy and end up training there is really exciting. And it's a little bit of a rugby league heartland, but we feel like we've integrated well and really excited about being a part of the area.
Have you managed to convince a few of those rugby league diehards over to AFL?
We've tried our best, yeah. Certainly, just getting around the kids at schools and playing games and that sort of thing. Just being able to try and, pique their interest into AFL. And I know they have a lot of schools, comps and that sort of thing out here. So, we're really excited about where AFL can go in this region.
Have you started to notice you're getting recognised a bit more by people out here?
A little bit. There's a little bit more, understanding of what AFL's like, and people certainly are starting to appreciate the sport a bit more. And as I said, it's more rugby league out here, but they're starting to get a bit more information about it. So yeah, that's exciting.
Big week, Harris, for you. Obviously, community camp, and in a few days you're off to the rep match down in Melbourne. Have you thought about that much at this stage?
Not too much, to be honest with you. We've had obviously the game on Friday, and then the game on Sunday, and then community camp for the last couple of days. So yeah, not too much, but really looking forward to getting down there and meeting some of the best players in the league, and obviously going out and playing for a really good cause. Obviously, the bushfires have devastated Australia, and as players, if we can get out there and do our best to raise some money for those guys that are suffering and have been suffering, we're doing our part. So it's really important.
What does it mean to you to get recognised amongst that? I mean, you're all Australian, obviously, so you were going to be a good chance to get selected, but getting the nod, what does it mean to you?
Oh, it's a massive honour, I guess. To be viewed amongst the league, to be able to play in that game is something that I'm really proud of, and I imagine when my career eventually does finish, something that I'll look back on very fondly. So being in Brisbane, we don't get a massive exposure to other teams and other players from other clubs, so it's a really good opportunity for me to go down there, meet some other guys, see how they go about it, and take as much away from it as I can.
You're obviously one of the best key defenders in the comp. Would you like to be known as the best? It's something some guys like to chase and like that tag hanging over their head. Is that something you'd like to nail down?
Oh, not necessarily, no. I'm not. I mean, I don't think personally I'm going out there every week to try and prove myself as the best key defender. There's plenty of good key defenders around the league that do a great job for their team week in, week out. And for me, I guess just focusing on what I can do for my team and being the best key defender I can be for my team is going to hold us as a club in good stead. And that's all I'm sort of worrying about, I guess.
Just on your team, you've got a really settled lineup, but your part of the ground is probably the one with a little bit of change this year, like with Hodge out and Birchall and Kalarchi. And how have you seen that little transition at this early stage?
Yeah, it's been, we've obviously had that continuity with guys like Richie, Darcy, myself, have been there the last few years, and then obviously to get Cal and Birch in, and obviously Willow's been playing alongside those guys as well. It's been really good over the summer. There's been some serious competition down there for spots, and everyone's improving because that pressure for spots is there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches go with that decision, but certainly those boys have been putting their hand up all summer, and they're better placed for it. So
how tricky is it for say Cal and Grant to adjust to a settled team? I think someone asked Jed after the game the other day. He thought it might be easy because you are settled, but is it going to take a bit of time, do you think?
Well, I haven't obviously moved from a different club, but I imagine at their old clubs they were doing things a little bit differently and in a different system and that sort of thing. So we've really tried hard, I guess, over the pre-season to integrate them into our system, and particularly as a back six, the way we work as a unit and the trademark that we live by as defenders. So they've spent a lot of time learning that. Very intuitive guys, always willing to ask questions and that sort of thing, and no doubt you probably get your greatest growth in that regard out on the field on game day and that sort of thing. So we've started to have a few intra-clubs, and obviously the pre-season trial games are a great opportunity for that, and those guys have been putting their hand up.
It seemed to be hard the other day to move the ball from defence particularly. Is that just a mindset, do you think, or a bit of rust? Or
yeah, it's probably a little bit of rust, to be honest with you. Last year we were renowned for our aggressive ball movement, and we're probably a little bit too conservative on Sunday, and there's plenty of learnings to be had from the game. We haven't had the opportunity because we've been lucky to be enough out at the community camp, but the coaches have been poring over the footage and I guess we go back into the club tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll take it as a really good opportunity to learn as a group and, yeah, we'll be better for it.